Okay, so last week we talked about the let's talk about Bill Cosby. So this week we're going to do the secrets of the Playboy. Let's get right off into it. The reason why I want to do both of these together is because they play major roles together. Bill Cosby and the Playboy Mansion, and he's also in a video on this. So we're gonna start it off with episode one. And in episode one is mostly talking about Hugh and where he came from. He's from Chicago. Um, he grew up in a two-parent household, a religious family. It was not an affectionate home. They just didn't show affection during the time he grew up in. Where he was born in the 20s, grew up in the 30s, 20s to 30s, and let's see, he got married at an early age after World War II. And so I think, let's just put this in my opinion real quick so you can understand what type of man this was. Because in my opinion, Hugh Hefner is not attractive. And I think when he was younger, he was really not attractive. And he desired probably women that was not feeling him. My opinion, and this is what I see. So I really think he was this nerd dude that really liked the girls, some, particular girls, because he had particular girls that he liked, and they even told a story that he asked this girl out and she refused him, and ever since then it was just downhill for him. He really wanted to be with her. So in my opinion, Hugh was this kind of geek type of dude that nobody really wanted to talk to, and he developed after he came from the war, got married and divorced. He developed something within himself that he wanted to be. So I think what happened was that's how the idea of the Playboy came into mind. Because think about it, we're talking about a Playboy, and I think that's something that he always desired to be, was a Playboy. That's why it's called Playboy. And so in the first episode, the main narrator was this lady named Jennifer Sagener. She grew up in the Playboy Mansion. Her dad was the doctor to Hugh Hefner. So just imagine you're a young girl. It seems like she was majority with her dad because her dad it looked like he had the care over her majority of the time because the story she was telling, she was always in the Playboy Mansion. So in the Playboy Mansion, her particular thing was she grew up in the Playboy Mansion. She liked the fact that the women were walking around free, bikinis, laughing, having fun. She thought it was inspiring to her as these women are doing what they wanted to do in their life. But as she got older, she realized some things wasn't right. So during her experience in the playhouse, in the Playboy Bunny house or whatever, the Playboy Mansion, she had developed, how can I say, kind of like a crush on one of the ladies. But come to find out, she was not a lady; she was a teenager. So they had, and she was Hugh Hefner's girlfriend. She was one of the girlfriends. And the story that she was saying was like she was a runaway girl. So what happened was she fell in love with this girl, and Hugh, by him having those cameras around the house, because let's remember, Playboy Mansion had cameras, recorders were everywhere, in every room, and they also stated that some of the servers even had cameras or recorders on them while they are serving stars and bunnies and all. And I hate they say bunnies. These women, the Playboy bunnies women. So she developed this affection with this girl. They made out in her room. They actually had a sexual experience at 15 together. And guess who was watching? Your boy Hugh. So I guess he was watching so hard, he wanted a piece of the action. And so he had his girl go in there and try to get Jennifer to come in the bedroom with him. Once she got in the bedroom with him, the so-called girlfriend started crying because, I don't think she ever probably been in a situation where she had to try to coerce somebody she really liked to come in the bedroom with this old ass man so he can probably put some in their drinks. Because remind you, while they were having their little 15-year-old affection and sexual activity in that room, before that happened, a waiter brought in drinks. A waiter gave them drinks, which means he was watching. Then when he coerced the girl to come in there to do I want to say a threesome with him, she started crying. The girl that he considered she considered Hugh like a dad. You got this girl in the room about to do a threesome with her and the other young girl. And you know what she said? What are we doing? My dad is down the room. So you were going to have sex with her dad down the room. And actually, her dad was doing a lot of stuff too. Because to me, in my opinion, on the I want to say about the third episode, you were recruiting girls from the club to come to the playhouse. It's just disgusting how all this evil, and most of this evil that in these last two videos had to do with men, and the ones who were protecting were the women because they were so scared to tell. Because remember, in this time, in the time that we were talking about, men didn't believe women and they really don't care. And we might be still in that time a little bit now. Let's be honest. And I know a lot of men did not want me to do that, Bill Cosby. I'm sorry. But it's pedophiles, rapists, killers, all kinds of evil in every neighborhood. And they all come in different colors. So that's why we doing this. And we showing you how it don't matter if you black or white or orange or purple. If you're evil, you're evil. And somebody's protecting this evil. So I'm glad that we not protecting this no more. I got girls, we ain't protecting none of this. And even if I had a son, we ain't protecting this. Let's start protecting, and we protect these people even when they didn't hurt everybody in our family. Hugh Hefner fooled the whole world just like Bill Cosby. They hang out together, y'all. All of them. This is an elite. Now, we may not be on the elite status, but we do have the same thing on the regular folk status. We got the same thing on regular folk status. And this is why I just started doing YouTube, because I want to get the message out. I want to do and heal some things within myself as well. So that's what I'm telling. Okay, I'm telling on all these folks. Okay, so she did say that as she got older, things started to click. And I kind of feel her. That happened to me when I was at this age. When I was younger, things started to click. You start having, like, everything started playing back in your head. And things weren't playing back in her head. She wrote a book. Jennifer Sagner, the doctor to Hugh Hefner's daughter, wrote a book. And the book is called It's called Playground, a childhood inside the playground in the Playboy Mansion. This was in 2007, y'all. She wrote this book. We in 2022. Okay. So this how long these nasty men been roaming, and we've been letting them roam, violating folks. She said as she got older, she questioned her father, she questioned Hugh, she questioned everybody, because it just, all this stuff that was going on in this house as she got older, it just didn't feel right. Also, every club had a scandal. I don't think people know that. Every club had a scandal. It was always something going on. The episode 2, girl, I got papers. I really took notes on this thing. Episode 2 had Holly Madison, Girls Next Door reality show. She was like kind of the narrator for episode 2. She kind of explained her relationship and how she worked her way up and how she really wanted to be with Hugh Hefner, but she felt like, because her doing the same thing, looking back and thinking, she compared being a Playboy bunny is like being a cult. She compared this business. This is a business, just like, and we don't think religion is a business. Come on. This was a business that he used. And so when she did Girls Next Door, Hugh, the producer wanted to do Girls Next Door because they were, like they made Hugh shine. So they were the ones who told the story. They did not get paid. Y'all didn't get paid. She said they finally got paid, but they didn't get paid like in that beginning of the first episode. She also said they had a 9 p.m. curfew. She said, and when they did it, the Girls Next Door, Hugh portrayed himself like a grandfather because he old now, wearing these, and he been wearing the pajamas, but he's an older man now, so that made him look good, taking care of these women who needed him. Okay, so she also said before they had Girls Next Door that Hugh, she told a little bit about Hugh, how he used to keep Quaaludes around, and she even did it too as well because she had just became a bunny, and that's what she thought she had to do. And of course, since Holly had after she had broke up with Hugh and everybody, all the girls had left the house. Now all of Hugh's friends want to come say, like the ones who knew him for 44 years, they was praising him. Oh, Hugh, our friend, he would never do that. I can't see why Holly left him. She act like she wanted to be there, but I can tell Holly was controlled mentally and physically. I ain't saying he beat him, but he did what he wanted to do to her physically, but he controlled her mentally. And that goes into the story of how he always tend to rebrand the Playboy. He's always trying to rebrand it in a different way, and he uses people to do that. Every episode, it was like he was rebranding it. Oh, I'm in Chicago, let's move to LA. Oh, I'm in LA, let's do this, let's do that. And y'all have to remember, it was a lot of parties. Hugh did not believe in, and I do think he had good intention in the beginning, because nobody should be controlled or doctrined by something like religion. You should come into this world and be able to do what you want to do, as long as you're not hurting anybody, in all ways across the board, and everything is done with love. But everybody not like that. So Hugh thought it was supposed to be like that, and he used that. He also used empowering women, because women didn't want to walk around and be told by men what to do. They wanted to be in the workforce. So some of these ways that he provided by being bunnies, by being in administrative side of Playboy, but he was using these women to create more power for him, more and more power for him. Because think about it, a woman was like a secondary citizen. She was nothing. Whatever she said, they really didn't listen to. So if she went and complained, they was like, okay, whatever. Men listen to men. They didn't listen to women. So, and also he had a lot of his security. Let's go into the third episode and we're talking about that. Because I said in the second episode, he was a master of manipulating. Like the way he used to talk to women, I love you, and the same shit that you'd have heard as a teenager. Like, he talked like a teenager. I love you, and then you're the first woman that I ever met that I want to have children with. And how many girlfriends you got? So I'm the first. Oh, boy, bye. Okay, so also they had a curfew, no friends, no working. She was given $1,000 a week for allowance. They traveled with security. They used to stay at the house Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They had to do movie night. Some of the girls didn't like movie night, but that's why Hugh fell in love with Holly, because of that movie night. She was an old lady, like a young person with an old lady spirit. That's what he liked. So, and this is what I wrote in big paper on pimping. Pimping. And you know why I say you pimping? Because all of your security people were police officers. Either they were retired police officers, working LAPD, or Beverly Hills cops. You had the people working for you. So if a woman complained, she was shoveled up under the rug. So he was obsessed with Charles Manson. He adored the fact that the women adored Charles, and he wanted to be just like that. Now let's go back to the the scandals. You had so many scandals. One of the bunny, I guess they call her the bunny mother. One of the bunny mothers said the most horrific thing that she had to cover up was the Don Canese. And I told y'all, evil don't come in damn colors. It just come. Don Canese, the lady explained that she had two bunnies that had just became Playboy bunnies. They were sisters, 20 and 21. They went to a party. They seen Don Canese. He's one of those elite gold members. He asked them to come back to his house because he was having a party. Remember, y'all, this is normal. It was normal for people to have parties and invite a lot of people to their house, and they thinking they going to the party to be with everybody. You know, it's supposed to be a lot of people at this house. When they got to the house, wasn't nobody there. And guess what Don Canese did? I don't know if he gave them something to drink on the way, like when on the en route, like when they arrived. But there's no way I would have got out the car and seen no cars out there. Ain't no party out here. Okay. And I know we was in a town with no cell phones, y'all. You remember that? This is a town with no cell phones. Nobody's around. And you got to go to a cell phone to get, a pay phone to get to somebody. They got to the house. Do you know he had already drugged them? He put Quaaludes in their drink. And the Quaaludes at the time were what they call it? The thigh openers. That's what the bunny mother said. Hugh always kept Quaaludes, and it sounded like Bill did. Now it sounds like Dunn did too. Well, they tied those girls. He tied both of the girls up. The bunny mother said that one of the girls got away and was able to call the bunny mother. This is the thing. Y'all train these women not to call the police, but y'all train them to call the Playhouse Mansion to security. This is called the Cleanup Crew, episode 3. So I'm going to just let y'all know I did not get past 4. I stopped at 5 and 6 because, baby, this was just too much for me. How these powerful men be walking around here feeling so wealthy and powerful off of fucking over women. I'm sorry, I'm doing all the F damn bums, all of them, because it just don't make no sense how Bill Cosby did that from the 60s all the way up to the 2000s. Well, Hugh did the same thing. And I'm thinking Dunn did too. So that's why you had police, Beverly Hills, everybody, everything was taped. Even if Hugh knew something on politicians, cops, or anybody, if they tried to turn him in, he already had a tape on them. Blackmail at its finest. Blackmail. I also heard that some of the bunny mothers had prescriptions for Quaaludes, that they would give their prescriptions to Hugh. Hugh also had his own prescription, so I guess the doctor was over there prescribing them prescription medicine, allegedly. And also, one of the bunny mothers said when they rescued the two sisters, they kept them and had to bring them back. Like, she was like, these children, because she was older, she was like, these children need counseling. We should have called the police. We need to do that. But guess what? I don't know how much money Hugh was getting off of those gold card members. I also know when he first started in Chicago, he used to have the key members. And he sold the keys for $25, and they sold out immediately. So when he moved to LA, he had the gold card members, and they could show their cards. So how much y'all was paying for them gold cards? Because the way the bunny mothers said, they went exchanging. They ain't see no money coming up in the Playboy Bunny Mansion. They ain't see no money. Nobody paid for nothing. Okay. Now this way it got real crazy. Now, this is how Hugh got a lot of flack from police in Chicago. His main girl, who stood by his side the longest, Bobby, she got caught up because she was dating this drug dealer, right? And so when they wanted to really take the Playboy Bunny mansion down through drugs, but they couldn't because they were not buying drugs. They was using drugs, tell you the truth. And I guess when Bunny, the best friend of Hugh, see how he got a best friend just like Epstein, best friend, women. Women, stop doing other women like this with these men. Let's stop it. So Bobby, got caught up. The police, the feds had, I don't know if they just like pulled her over or whatever, but they caught her up with some cocaine. Really, y'all supposed to been after her boyfriend because he was the drug dealer, but y'all was after Hugh. But Hugh would never leave Playboy. He would send other girls to go get his drugs. Okay. He also did not protect the bunnies. Now like these your employees. He protected his business. Your business is the bunnies when they inside of your business. So he protected the bunnies while they were inside working for his business. Once they left the house, left the house or even left the building, the Playboy or whatever bar, whatever they was at, he ain't sent nobody to walk them to their car. Do you know how many? They say there was a lot of women got sodomized, raped, kidnapped, going to their car. He was more worried about their appearance, make sure they lost some weight, make sure they teeth right, make sure they skin look good, make sure they hair look good, make sure they keep their weight down. But you couldn't have anybody to walk them to their car. There was a black lady on there. She was so pretty, y'all. Her name was Jackie Nick. She was a black lady with gray or bluish eyes. She was a bunny. And she said she worked for Bunny, but it's been 40 years since she left Bunny. She's still dealing with the fact that a man took advantage of her while she was at a party. The man he knew her from the Bunny house. She seen him all the time at the Bunny house. At this particular time, she went to a party with her friend, and he was there at the party. Do you know he put something in her drink, and she woke up naked? Yeah. See, I see y'all been putting something in folks' drinks. Ooh, God. She said when she got back to work at the at the rest or whatever, the bar or whatever, she told everybody, and she seen that man and she ran towards him about to kill him. But the Bunny people say her life that night because she said she knew she would have killed that man. So let's go back to Bunny. Bunny, the friend who got caught with the drugs. Now, it was also a girl who was cool with Bunny named Adrian Polick. She was a Playboy Bunny. And guess what happened to her? They said she died of an overdose. But come to find out, the story is she was a runner. And she used to be on the Playboy Bunny, on the Playboy plane, almost like she was trafficking. But she was dead, y'all. They said she died of an overdose of Quaaludes. She actually lived in the mansion. She got tired of living in the mansion, so she moved with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend told the story, and a lot of people said she didn't die from Quaaludes. There was also a lot of cocaine. I'm not surprised by that. That don't surprise me. They had a dog that loved cocaine, and he would tell on all the people who was doing cocaine because he could smell it on all of them. So that don't surprise me. He had a secretary named Joni, and she said, now Bobby, the friend, wait a minute, let's go back to Bobby, because I told you about Adrian. She was accused. They said she committed suicide through overdose, but they said she didn't. But she had some ties with Bobby. Now, Bobby was the one who got caught and got the fed time for having the cocaine, but her boyfriend was really the cocaine dude, and they sent her ass to trial. Do you know they sentenced her 15 years? Then they pulled her inside to let her know, like, you ain't who we really want. We want Hugh. Do you know she killed herself? But then his secretary, Jones, said, Bobby didn't kill herself. Bobby didn't kill herself. They also said that Adrian was working with the cartel, which makes me think Bobby was working with the cartel too. And something didn't go right, and Hugh got scared, and he had to cover it up real fast. Like, that wasn't us, that was them. They was doing the drugs. But we already heard, Hugh, that you have cocaine and Quaaludes in your bedroom by your nightstand, and you got a wall full of TVs where you can watch whoever having sex outside in your yard when you having parties. And how in the hell you fucking all these girls? Ugh. In one night, you ain't doing that much, brother. I'm sorry. I don't see you weren't doing that. And we know that I said cocaine exploded in the 70s. We know that. So, yeah. One of the girlfriends said she used to go be a runner for him to go get his cocaine. She used to go get his cocaine once a week, which made me think they wasn't selling cocaine in my mind. It sounded like he was going to get cocaine for the house, but himself. Because she was hooked on cocaine too. So, I'm done talking about this, honey. Let's just say, women, stop male identifying with these men. Because that's how we ended up in this bullshit. Just because he a man with money and wealth and power does not make it right. Because it looked like we fed Hugh Hefner wealth and power through women. Women made him powerful. All those women who were Playboy bunnies, they should have got that money that Hugh had, because I'm looking at him at the house. To me, the house looks scary. I don't think I would want to go in Hugh's house. It looks scary to me now. I don't know how I would feel if I was in the 70s during that time, but y'all, just protect yourself and stay aligned. If it don't feel right, it ain't right. It ain't right. So, that documentary was good. I'm glad they telling on all these people that we thought was, I ain't think Hugh Hefner was, not like Bill Cosby, America's favorite dad, but look how long it took them to tell their story. They were so scared, y'all. He had a lot of power. And one lady said she had to get security because he was scared she was going to write a book, and she knew a lot of stuff because she was on the cleanup team. It was men on there who were on the cleanup team that was on security that had a lot of stories, and they just didn't know what to do. You got a lot of power players, and I think the only reason Hugh Hefner did not get involved or get caught up in any drug charges was because all his friends worked for him that were on that. All the people, a lot of his security people worked for the police department, or they had connections. All right, we're going to be on to the next documentary. I am taking selection, like whatever y'all want me to do do a review on, let me know, because I'm going to be doing more documentary reviews. I have two that I want to choose from. I do want to do the mushroom documentary, something a little different. I want to do something fun too, so y'all hit me up in the chat. Let me know what's next. Make sure you like, subscribe, Discover with Drina, and check out more of our videos. I also have a company called Green Girl & Co. We sell a lot of natural skincare products, shirts, plants, what else? Plant vases, pots, pet products. I sell products for pets. And you can hit that up at thegreengirlco.com. And thank you for joining Discover with Drina. Y'all have